One crossing, it's just in time. Well, I walked up the Mineral Line road track bed. We're going to go back the other way, over the hills, plus at Decumens, and do a little bit of videoing on the way. Show the scenery. Nice little spot to get away from the Northern with a camper van just here. The occasional train I rush up and see. Very good. This river, which is called the Rosswood River, has been quite high for some time because of the bit of rain we've had this winter. As you can see from the muddy track and the entrance into that field. Normally in the summer, this is a pleasant little duck pond over here. Got more life to it at the present time. In fact, I don't see any ducks. It's probably too turbulent for them now. So we walked through the motorway through the farmyard. Remember when I first walked through here, must be 10 years ago, I was going to say, I remember seeing there was a little Renault van just parked up in one of these sheds. In fact, I can see it's still there. Anyone fancies restoring one? Look at that there. We haven't moved for 10 years. No idea what the engine's like or anything like that, but it's been undercover, as you see. Anyway, I've got to go over a stile now. Morning. There's St. Decumens Church on the hill. I'm taking this footage on my pocket still camera in a way as a check for the anti-wind noise device. There wasn't much wind noise until I got to this high level ground, but I could certainly see the little anti-wind noise cap here blowing around in the wind, so this could well be another test. Hope you can hear what I'm saying clearly. Clive would be interested to know that I couldn't resist the temptation of refitting the anti-wind noise cap by taking two bases, cutting them into a flat figure of 8, and just putting one anti-wind noise cap on top of the two fixing pads and trimming the front and rear edge of it. The fluffy cap barely reaches, but I think it has reached just. But this wind is not as strong as it was the other day when I was testing, so I don't know if this is an improvement or not. I can see the grass moving here, but it's not very much of a wind compared to what I've experienced previously. Now there's a ferro blast of wind coming across here. God, those sheep aren't moving now, are they? They're frozen. Might just be able to pick out some of the demolition noises. The old paper mill. I was looking at it the other day. Someone put up a little drone video of the paper mill now from above. Be an excellent location for a war film now. Damaged buildings, piles of rubble. Yeah, I think they could hire that out to a film company for an excellent war film. As I drop down now into the dip here, the wind isn't anywhere near as noticeable. What's that in there? Is that a donkey? Probably is. Can't see the front end under the tree. In fact, it's hiding more than before. Huh. Anyway, we've got to go down a dip here. Well, it's normally it can be very muddy. But because we've had a few days of good weather for a change, it might not be too bad. A bit unlevel though. Oh, this is a much lower level style. I've got to struggle to get over that last one. Right, now it's a matter of climbing up the hill. Looking back where we've come, it's just a bit chimney parts of the farm there now visible. The railway's at the foot of the hill where you see some sheep. Someone pushing the pram up towards Rossford on the old mineral line track bed. The top road is the road to Blue Anchor from WATCHET. It's a very small aircraft up there somewhere, but he's so small I can't see him. Right, if you think you hear a steam engine soon, it'll be me puffing up this hill. I think there's some geese in this farm. They were just announcing they detected a passerby. Of course, they stop as soon as I press record. Don't see them. Someone left a comment on a video I did recently of what it's like to climb Pollock Hill. Made some time ago. And she said, oh, you don't get a feel for how steep it is at all. Waste of time. Well, I suppose that is a problem when you're walking up or driving up a steep hill. It never looks as steep as it does when you do it. For example, here. Probably doesn't look too bad in the video, but the puffing has started. Coming into sight now is the Holy Well, that's in Decumens, where, according to legend, St. Decuman, who came across from Wales, was attacked by local people, and he went into the well, washed his neck, and his head was reaffixed firmly on his head. He carried on and created a church here. Is that the seagulls laughing at the story? Well, the church is there anyway. Let's go and see how much of the stream is flowing now. It's been so wet. Surprisingly, it's not very obvious compared to sometimes I've been here. Oh, it's quite very gentle. And there's the well itself. Nice little seat provided here for contemplation. But sitting here, you barely see the water at all. Now, it's said to be much more obvious in the past. I wonder why that should be, because we've had so much rain this winter. And over this fence where you can't go, you can just about trace the river. Hard to see though, a stream, but it's so overgrown over here now you can't see it. I feel sure at one time you could see a little pond here, or a pool at least. Not now. Anyway, we must return to the track now. I might see if I can sidestep through some Decumens church grounds a moment or two. We have some friends in Darlington in the north of England who used to come down to this part of the world for their holidays quite regularly. And they always made a point of coming into this little garden and to say a prayer. I don't know if they still watch because they've lost their means of getting down to this part of the world. It is a very long way. And like all the rest of us are getting older. In case they do get to see this, this is how things are here in St. Decumens very well at present, April 2018. I find myself grateful for this handrail in a way it never used to bother me. Years must be passing by. Little bird on the gate, is he going to stay there when I zoom in? Nope, he's gone. If you take this little side step, you do end up on a steeper path initially, but very close to St. Decumens church grounds. But you're right under the tower. In this part of the country, there used to be wild boar, and there's still one here in the churchyard. An imitation one, but if you see it suddenly in the dark, it could give you a bit of a fright. Very often if you look at bus timetables, times for buses to be in WATCHET, they refer to it, the time at the cross. Now this is the cross that used to be down in WATCHET, close to the railway station and the visitor centre, but it was moved up here a long time ago. There's still timetables refer to the cross. I once made a video from the top of that tower on one of their open days, and you literally can see a train leaving Washford Station from up there, going all around the valley and into WATCHET, and then around the next valley into Willerton. So St. Decumens is a very well recognised landmark of WATCHET, high on the hill above the town. Used to say above the PAPERMILL, but that's gone at last. I ain't much of that to be seen anymore. I haven't walked down the path that I'm going to walk down in a minute since the demolition started, so how much of it is to be seen from that path, I don't know, but we'll soon discover. Certainly the sounds of the demolition are to be heard now. And I must say the smell of damp paper is no longer available, which used to be a very common thing this close to the paper mill, because you had piles and piles of waste paper stacked in the open. So let's not go back to the well, but the little path here, follow the pigeon down towards WATCHET. This is the remains of a chimney of the old paper mill, which the WATCHET Conservation Society managed to save it from being entirely demolished some years ago. Little did they realise when this was erected in 2011, or 2018, there was no paper mill either, down on the chimney. Morning.
So many talks about what it's going to be.
Yes, I haven't heard anything definite, have you? Other than the fact that they have to clear the site for a couple of years before they can even think about building anything.
Yeah, at least. It's going to be a housing estate, isn't it?
Houses, you reckon?
Yeah.
Dear me, as if WATCHET's not getting big enough now.
Somebody came out with a remark, it's going to be a waste site for Hinkley Point. I thought,
Lovely.
hadn't better be.
No, indeed.
No, I think it will eventually turn into a...
It really needs a big new factory, doesn't it, really, for employment around this area.
Yeah.
Certainly lots of noise. Do you live near enough to hear that normally?
Yes, I'm not too far
All
away.
right. At least you've lost that smell that used to be with the rotting
I know,
paper.
that used to be awful.
Yeah.
Awful. It's a shame though, that's another industry that's gone from WATCHET.
Yeah.
It's bad enough when we lost the boat.
Yeah, the harbour,
The
yeah.
harbour, yeah.
You would have thought with all this fuss about recycling plastic, this would be a good place to have a plastic recycling depot, wouldn't it?
Wouldn't it? Yeah, well, I mean, everyone's on the same sort of conversation. It's going to be this, it's going to be that.
Yeah.
You know, really will know what it is until it's there.
Yeah, then it'll be too late to stop.
It's too late to say anything.
Oh dear.